Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Got everybody.
Here to talk the second half of Hump Day Wednesdays on USA Network. This would be The Big D, Season 1, Episode 6, The Big Party Foul. The Big Party Foul is Thakur. Thakur likes to get drunk. We've established that a lot this season. We've also established this season somehow that this guy gets to throw a bunch of drunk tantrums and really never have any consequences for it. Because as we see at the elimination, while we don't know who's eliminated, it doesn't seem like he seems to be one of the people at risk. So we're gonna talk into all the details, multiple times throughout of things he did. The knee incident, putting his hand on Dee Dee's knee, being mean to Joe about it when she brings it up, being a dick to Casey, the whole worst advice giver.
Right.
Okay, dude. I just want to get your thoughts on the core of this episode.
Yeah, it's surprising that he's still on the show and kind of annoys me because he said something that like really bothered me when he's like, I think Dee Dee needs to go so I can open up. It's like Dee Dee's been trying to open up since week 1, dude. Like you've been an anchor to her. And it's also the cast members. I don't know why they're letting it slide. Like I don't remember who said it. It
I
was
don't
like,
get it.
was it David? He's like, well, I really want to see what he's like, or
Without her. It's like,
yeah,
what is he her without him?
yeah, I know. He doesn't bring anything fun to the table. I think like it's disappointing, really, honestly.
I mean, Dee Dee, I think, is someone who's had this experience, frankly, robbed from her.
Yeah, and it sounded like she just wanted to get out of there. Like I guess like she wanted to explore. Blair doesn't even really seem like he's into it either. So she'll
I would
find
send
somebody in
Blair.
real life.
I would send Blair home. As much as we talk about the behavior right now, I mean, Blair has no connections now. His ex would not be there, and now his
Yeah.
current, which he ended it today, told her he wasn't interested. Not that he wasn't interested, but he's basically wanted to say like, I just can't deal with all this drama. Like I just can't do it. Like he's like, I was dealing with it with my ex and got through that. Now I got to deal with this dude. And it's also kind of weird. He still wants to be friends with Thakur. Like when he goes back, it's like I want to,
Yeah.
explore things with you and be friends with him. It's like, why,
Yeah,
dude?
you got to pick one right now, dude.
I don't get it. It's just like make a decision, people. I just can't stand that. It's like no one in the world in like work or like in anything like these shows, no one just wants to have a hard conversation. It's not even a hard conversation. It's just like no one wants to hurt anybody's feelings. It's like just
Right.
do what's best for you because that's what the other person's going to do. Just frankly, just really. I
Yeah.
mean, that's
No,
that's what the
I
show
agree with
is.
you. I completely agree with you.
Um, I thought another thing, obviously, this episode worth discussing, Brian. There wasn't a ton. Um, Dean's attitude this episode kind of sucked.
Hmm.
I mean, it was nice to see that like him and Amber are like committing to each other. But what's weird to me is that what he accused and was giving Dev crap for earlier in the episode, saying that you act different when your wife is around, is exactly what's happened to Dean since
Yeah.
Amber's shown up. He has taken a marketed twist in the last 2 weeks, and we talked about that, or even like 3 weeks, and we talked about that with Angelique. Like that's really
Hmm.
when we started seeing it. So, what were your thoughts on Dean?
Another one that's just disappointing because we really liked him as a show going in. We thought he had like that energy, and I think Casey. We're seeing a lot of Casey confessionals, and she was like, "Yeah, he's just been on the downer." And he wasn't on the nomination. Was it? It's between
No,
Thakur
Dean's name got
and
mentioned.
Blair.
There's three
So they
mentioned.
picked three.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's gonna be Blair or him.
I think it's gonna be.
Probably might be him because the girls don't really like him.
No, they don't. And the Amber's explanation was BS. The underlying like insinuation she's making there, she's like, oh, as soon as you're basically not the class clown, they didn't like him anymore. It's like, no, they like that's what anybody's like. If you're nice to people, they like it. When you start getting nasty with people and pulling an attitude and making cocky remarks, then
Mhm.
no one's gonna like you. And it's like Devin's like was supposed to like his boy, and he started twice with him this
Yeah.
episode. I
Hmm.
don't know why. Devin could break his neck. You kidding me?
Yeah, I really like Devin, and I'm kind of glad that he doesn't like no one's ever talked like he's the one. They're the couple that's actually like I think can make it and
They're gonna win.
repair, and like it's kind of similar to Temptation Island where it's like we need one of those
Yeah.
on the show for the faith, and I really think they're going to do it. I really like him. He kind of was on the back burner for a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
he had some shine this week, and I thought he was right. I mean, I like that he was getting a little animated and like the discussion.
Real connections.
Yeah,
Real connections.
because it seems there's just so much stuff unsaid when they do these elimination conversations where it's just they say one sentence and then they let somebody talk for a long time, and it's like, let's hear it from everybody instead of
Yeah,
like three people.
I agree. I agree. As we've kind of already alluded to, Dee was eliminated. I've literally wrote in my notes here on the whiteboard, damn, I just feel so bad for her. Feel like the victim is the one getting blamed here. Um,
Yeah.
would love to talk to Dee. Dee, if you're watching, hit us up. We talked to Angelique, but I would love to hear more about your experience. And obviously, I don't want to hear any spoilers, but we'd love to see how things have been for you since. I think a lot of people would.
That DM's sitting there, Bill.
Well,
It's
listen, it
sitting
was
there
good to
waiting
get
for
it
an
out there,
answer.
though. Hey, listen, it works over time. Yeah, I mean, overall, Brian, besides that, do you have any real highlights? I think those were the main points.
I mean, we like. What do you think Joe's going to move on from Thakur with the leg
Yeah,
grabbing and
yeah. Uh,
because didn't like I don't know
yes,
if you watched the trailer.
yes, long term, no, because I think she wants to make it to the end. So I can
Yeah.
see that staying partnered up, but I don't think it's going to actually become something.
Well, it looks like something next week because like Ben and Angelique talking, and he's like, I don't like seeing you with the PDA, and it looks like Angelique in the preview like turns it off from David. So I'm also interested in that.
I mean, which I
What
like
that's going to be
seeing.
like.
She definitely it was a little much, and it's
Yeah,
not
for
him
sure.
being clingy. I think it's just like there is respect, and
Hmm.
nobody else is doing it, and it's you're not in high. Again, we love Angelique, but I definitely think he wasn't really being. I think the problem is unfortunately when what we don't know is there's always like a lot. Obviously, these people have all been a lot of them were together, especially that relationship for so long. There's just like so much back history
Yeah.
and things that like what it's like when you're applying other things
Hmm.
to the situation, right? It may not be what's happening
Hmm.
there, but you kind of have almost just like reflex, right?
Right.
So,
And real quick, another thing is, how
oh yeah,
about like when Joe like storms off and they shut the door, like, oh, you can't come in here. But then they like, there's conveniently again the curtains are open that the cameraman can just go look through the back door.
there's.
I,
I just love when these people think that they're allowed to like close the door.
yeah, close off.
Yeah, no, and you always have your mics on.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't do it.
just let it be. Like, we know what
Hmm.
you're upset about. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to be more private than anything happening. So,
Hmm.
it is for the dramatics, but it's the slam door, the camera.
Yeah,
I would love for Day to be a cameraman. Honestly, man, I would have so much fun. It was just so classic. I want some people yelling at me. I want them slamming doors on me. Like I want to be like standing up on like a pot.
yeah. I
Like
can be the. I still will
I'm
be
gonna
the
be the
sound.
boom guy. Yeah,
Yeah, I will.
exactly, dude. That dude, come on. That's what I'm talking about.
One of these days, we'll be like
One
an
of these days.
undercover or
And our
something like.
third person will be an AI generated host because I'm filming and you're doing the
That.
boom. Our AI generated mascot. We don't
Hmm.
know what it is yet. We'll figure it out. It'll be Graham the dog since he needs a job now.
Right,
Until recently was homeless.
right.
So shout out Graham the dog. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. We are past the halfway point now, so I want to see if how it kind of accelerates going into the end of the game. See if there's any more twists coming, which would be really interesting. Make sure you're subscribed here and on TikTok. We cover everything from the other half of Hump Day Wednesday, Temptation Island, Real Housewives. We're doing Bachelor, Claim to Fame. We're doing 90 Day Fiance the other way, Ultimate Fighter. Brian's doing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Love Island UK, also Love Island USA all on TikTok. I'm handling reality news and rumors of the day and funny clips here and there. So make sure you subscribe both places and you get all of our content, which is a lot. It's been a lot.
It is a
A
lot.
lot more coming this summer. Big Brother and the Challenge still on deck for the summer. And I'm sure at some point Netflix is going to come shadow dropping one of these Love is Blind seasons or Ultimatum that we know they already have recorded. Boy, here we
We
go.
never sleep.
Never sleep. It's all good. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.